Big, ridiculous question. What do you think is the meaning of life?
I think that, well, so, there are probably a couple of different ways that I would go at this. But I think it gets back to this last question that we talked about the duality between you have the people around you who you care the most about, and then there's like this bigger thing that maybe you're building. And I think that in my own life, I mean, I sort of think about this tension, but when it's, look, I mean, I started this whole company and my life's work is around human connection. So I think it's intellectually probably the thing that I go to first is just that human connection is the meaning. And I mean, I think that it's a thing that our society probably systematically undervalues. I mean, I just remember, when I was growing up and in school, it's like, do your homework and then go play with your friends after. And it's like, no, well, what if playing with your friends is the point?
Like, it sounds like an argument your daughters make.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
Homework doesn't even matter, man.
well, I think it's interesting because it's, people, I think people tend to think about that stuff as wasting time, or that's like what you do in the free time that you have. But like, what if that's actually the point?
Yeah.
So that's one. But here's maybe a different way of coming at this, which is maybe a more like religious in nature. I mean, I always like, there's a rabbi who I've studied with who kind of gave me this. We were talking through Genesis and the Bible and the Torah, and they're basically walking through. It's like, okay, you go through the 7 days of creation, and it's like, why does the Bible start there? Right? It's like it could have started anywhere, right? In terms of like how to live. But basically it starts with talking about how God created people in her image. But the Bible starts by talking about how God created everything. So I actually think that there's like a compelling argument that I think I've always just found meaningful and inspiring, that a lot of the point of what sort of religion has been telling us that we should do is to create and build things. So these things are not necessarily at odds. I mean, I think that's, and I think probably to some degree you'd expect me to say something like this because I've dedicated my life to creating things that help people connect. So I mean, that's sort of the fusion of getting back to what we talked about earlier. It's, what I studied in school was psychology and computer science, right? So it's, these are like the two themes that I care about. But I don't know, for me, that's kind of what I think about. That's what matters.
To create and to love, which is the ultimate form of connection. I think this is one hell of an amazing replay experience in the metaverse. So whoever is using our avatars years from now, I hope you had fun, and thank you for talking today.
Thank you.